Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchkalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So Hare Krishna devotees in Trinidad, I'm very happy to be in your company. I hope you're having a nice Kartik. We're now, about 10, 11 days into Kartik, another 20 to go. So I understand I'm to say something about the month of Damodar. I assume that's correct. I hope you're all ready there, and we will begin.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Did you have some classes already about
yes,
Kartik?
Yes, we had several classes.
Oh, several? Okay.
Yes.
I don't want to be too repetitive.
What we did, Bhakti Sundar Maharaj, he gave little katha on, actually on Mother Yashoda binding Krishna. Guru Prasad Maharaj spoke on the Damodar Ashtaka. So we had different topics so far. But we thought, since we're nearing the Diwali and Govardhan Puja, that's why we asked you, it's not redundant, We heard you give such nice pastimes and katha and so on. So we thought, just don't narrow it down for you. You could.
Okay.
Just.
Well, Srila Prabhupada said, repetition of a good thing is good. So yes. If I repeat something you already heard in the last few days, that's good. That's nice. After all, we repeat the Hare Krishna mantra so much. And it's good, and it gets better and better. Okay, so I want to read a verse from Srimad-Bhagavatam to start. I want to read the 10th canto, chapter 9, verse 20. It's a special verse about this whole pastime. So here we go. Nemam virincho na bhavo, nashrir apyanga samshraya, prasadam labire gopi, yat tat prapa vimuktidat. Translation. Neither Lord Brahma, nor Lord Shiva, nor even the goddess of fortune, who is always the better half of the Supreme Lord, can obtain from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the deliverer from this material world, such mercy as received by Mother Yashoda. Yes, so this is like a classic verse, you could say, on the subject of the Damodar Leela. And it's bringing out an extremely important point, and that is the point of mercy. That Mother Yashoda, because of her devotion and dedication to Krishna, she got just the greatest mercy, greater than anybody got. At least Srila Prabhupada talks about this actually, that so far in the Bhagavatam, the gopis have not been discussed, and they will be discussed a little later on, the pastime of the rasa dance particularly. But so far they haven't been discussed. They haven't really appeared directly in Srimad-Bhagavatam. So Prabhupada talks about this, that actually the gopis got more mercy than Mother Yashoda, in fact. But at least up until this point in the description of Krishna's pastimes, Mother Yashoda is the one who got the greatest mercy so far. And so much, even more than Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, even more than Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. It's incredible. Yeah. So how did she get mercy? Let us just begin with this point. How did she get the special mercy? Because of her dedication, her heartfelt dedication to Krishna. We all know that Krishna, in this Damodar Leela, Krishna is a little naughty, a little mischievous. And Mother Yashoda, I mean, it's a long story. To tell you the truth, I have now given a series, and we haven't finished, but a series of, I think, 10 classes just on this Damodar Leela. And we've just reached the point where Mother Yashoda has succeeded in tying Krishna. But there's more to come. You know, the deliverance of Nalakuvara Manigriva, that is still to come. So, but Mother Yashoda, Krishna was naughty. He broke the pot. She was churning yogurt into butter in. So that was naughty. Then he fed some butter to the monkeys. In fact, so much that they couldn't eat anymore. So he was offering, trying to hand it to them. They were refusing. And Mother Yashoda came in because she had gone to save some milk, which was going to boil over. Because milk is liquid religiosity, so you can't waste even a drop of milk. So she went and saved that milk. And then a couple of minutes or whatever later, she came back. And Krishna had smashed various things and eaten things, and like we were saying, fed some of the butter to the monkeys until they couldn't eat more. and Mother Yashoda came in. There's Krishna offering to the monkeys, take it, go on, take it. And they were refusing. And Krishna's in this mood of, he's really upset with Mother Yashoda. And so Mother Yashoda comes in as he's offering the butter to the monkeys, and the monkeys are refusing. And Krishna, just to irritate Mother Yashoda, he tells her, just see, your butter is so bad, even the monkeys won't eat it. So, and then Mother Yashoda decided, that's it. That's it. This little boy of mine, he has to be corrected. He's already got this bad habit of stealing butter. And, now he's being insulting towards me. I have to correct him. So I'm sure you all know the story, basically at least, that Mother Yashoda, of course, she didn't want to hit him, and she didn't want to shout at him. She didn't want to do anything really disturbing, but she felt she really had to do something to correct Krishna, because Krishna had the stealing habit. Even though Mother Yashoda was giving Krishna every day as much butter as he wanted, just kilos, and just handing it over, here, take it and eat it. And then she'd go and do something else for 5 or 10 minutes, and she'd come back, and Krishna had gone. He was next door stealing butter. So Mother Yashoda was very concerned that my son, he has this very bad stealing habit, and if I don't correct him, he's going to grow up to become a criminal. Do you, Mataji, how many of you there speak Hindi? Do you speak Hindi there? Anyway, okay, no problem.
Huh? No one speaks Hindi in Trinidad.
No one, really.
Only
Any?
What happened is but Indians who come from India, of course, will speak, but not us. No.
Achha. Okay. Tamil, you speak Tamil?
No, only English.
English, okay. Me too. Well, I speak a little Hindi, actually.
Okay.
A little Tamil, but not too much. All right. So, Krishna is known as Makan Chor. There, I'm teaching you a little Hindi. Makan means butter, Chor means thief. So Krishna is famous name, Makan Chor, the butter thief. And Mother Yashoda was afraid that when Krishna grows up, he will become the leader of the Makan Mafia, the butter mafia. Whoa, that would be terrible, wouldn't it? So she felt she had to correct him. It was just her duty as a mother to correct him. So therefore, she wanted to tie him up, not hit him. That's not part of Vedic culture, to hit children. You don't hit children. And not even to shout at him, but to treat him with love, but to treat him very firmly so that he would stop his nonsense of stealing butter. But now, do you know why Krishna steals the butter? It's not simply because he just likes the taste. You know, so many devotees, all devotees like prasadam, of course. All devotees love prasadam. And many devotees have their favorite prasadam. Their favorite. You know, someone likes samosa, someone likes kachori, someone likes burfi, someone, you know what I mean. I don't know what the favorite is there in Trinidad. But it's and we, the devotees, generally, we like some particular prasadam because to us it tastes nice. We like the taste, and therefore we enjoy, and it becomes our favorite prasadam. But Krishna, his attachment to butter is not simply because he just likes the taste. But the thing is, the butter is special. First of all, the cows who produce the milk, they all love Krishna, and they want Krishna to get their milk and the different products which are made from their milk. So all their love goes into the milk. And, and then the ladies in the village, they're the ones who milk the cows. Excuse me. The milking of the cows is done by the ladies. And when they milk the cows, they're just thinking, we want Krishna to get this milk and all the different things we're going to make from the milk. We want Krishna to get them all. So their love goes into the milk and all the other things they make from the milk, the ghee, the yogurt, and the sweets and everything. So there's so much love in the milk and the milk products. But, of all the milk products, the one which has the most love in it is the butter. You know why? Because to make butter, it's the most difficult thing. To make yogurt, that's not very difficult. I mean, there's no hard work involved. To make like burfi, sandesh, these sweets, milk sweets, there's some work, more than to make yogurt. But to make butter it's the most work. It really takes a lot of work. I don't know if any of you devotees there in Trinidad, if you make your own butter from yogurt. But you know how it's described in Srimad-Bhagavatam is that Mother Yashoda, it says, her face was wet with perspiration. Wet with perspiration, because she was working so hard. Because it's hard work to churn the yogurt into butter. I've done it a little bit. It's hard work. It's hard work. So therefore, because it's the hardest work, then the greatest amount of their attention and the greatest amount of their love goes into the butter. So, Haribol, who's that? Okay. So, therefore, Krishna particularly wants to get the butter because it's got the most love. And the ladies would like to give him as much as he wants. But the problem is that they have to trade all these things to get other things to live on, like vegetables and whatever else. They don't grow vegetables. They just make dairy products. So if the ladies give away all the butter, then their husbands may be angry because it's their means of livelihood. So therefore, even though the ladies would love to give Krishna as much butter as he wants, but they can't. But Krishna still wants to get it because he wants to taste the love, so he steals it. So anyway, yes, Mother Yashoda, she wanted to discipline Krishna because otherwise she was afraid he'd grow up to become some sort of delinquent, some sort of social reject. You know what I mean? And she didn't want that at all. She wanted him to grow up to be a really nice boy and like a responsible member of society, like his father, Nanda Maharaj. He's the king. So anyway, Mother Yashoda felt, I've got to discipline him. What shall I do? I will tie him up. So, okay, but she has to catch him first. She has to catch him first. So she tried to grab him. But there's a little saying here. Let me just see, what is it? Where is it here? It's from Jiva Goswami. He says, so she wanted to catch Krishna, who's, he's been doing nonsense. It said, it is well known that the thief has 100 eyes, whereas the owner of wealth has only 2. So it's much more difficult to catch a thief, than it is for the thief to escape. It's easier for the thief to escape. So, So Mother Yashoda then, she started chasing Krishna around the house, the courtyard, then out into the street, and around in the marketplace, and everyone was thinking, what is going on here? And she's chasing and chasing. And as she was chasing, because Mother Yashoda, she is not a young woman, like a young mother. Many young women, they have children when they're in their mid-20s or something, or around 30. But Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they had not had any children until they were in their early 40s. Prabhupada talks about that. So she's a middle-aged woman in her early 40s, and Krishna has just turned 3, because this pastime takes place on the Diwali day. I think Diwali's coming on Thursday, at least here in South Africa. Diwali is coming on Thursday. In Trinidad, I'm not sure, but it's quite likely to be the same. So on Diwali, on Thursday or whenever it is, on Diwali, you can remember this pastime because it happened on Diwali, just after Krishna turned 3 on the Janmashtami. So Mother Yashoda, she's a middle-aged woman, kind of heavily built a little bit, and Krishna's this little 3-year-old mischievous little boy, and he's running around and dodging, and Mother Yashoda was struggling to catch him. But what happened was that her mood of motherly concern, that I have to help this boy. This boy needs my care. He needs my training. If I don't train him, if I don't help him, he's going to grow up bad, as we mentioned. So that determination, that dedication to Krishna just increased and increased in her heart. And finally, that mood of loving, motherly concern, it reached such a point that Krishna could not stop her from catching him. So she caught him. She caught him. And in one of our literatures by Jiva Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami, Gopal Champu, when Mother Yashoda catches Krishna, there's a little conversation between them. And listen to this. Mother Yashoda has caught Krishna. She has a stick in her hand. With the other hand, she's holding Krishna. And she says to Krishna, if you want to steal in this house, then look at the stick in my hand. Of course, she has no intention of hitting Krishna. It's just to kind of make him wake up and take it more seriously. And when Krishna saw the stick, he became very frightened, so she threw it away. And Krishna said, Mother, do not beat me. And with a subtle smile, she said, but you're a thief. You're the king of thieves, Mother Yashoda said. And then Krishna responded, your father's lineage is all thieves. He insulted his mother. But Mother Yashoda didn't really take much notice. She said, how did that yogurt pot break? That was the one she was churning the yogurt, into butter in. So she asked him, how did that yogurt pot break? Of course she knew. But Krishna said, it was the Supreme Lord's stick. Which is true, actually. But she does not think he's the Supreme Lord. She thinks that he's her son, and that's all. So it's kind of like a very extraordinary thing to say. It was the Supreme Lord's stick. It was. But she doesn't see it that way. And then, so she says, who gave the butter to the monkeys? And Krishna said, he who created the monkeys gave it to them. Which is true. But she doesn't see it like that, because she doesn't see him as being the source of creation of this world. She just sees him as her son. So this is another thing, sounds like, what are you talking about? And then, then Mother Yashoda said, I think that you always taste and eat the fresh ghee meant for sacrifices. So she's scolding him. And then she said, Mother Yashoda said, you must tell your secret. Means she wants him to admit that he's the one who made all this big mess, smashing things and dairy products all over the floor. It's obvious it's Krishna, but she wants him to admit it. So you should tell your secret and give up your pride, she says. And when Mother Yashoda said that, Krishna started crying. And then Krishna said, when you came running quickly, the pot broke because of being struck by your anklets. What is my fault in this? This is, of course, nonsense. And Krishna says, inspired by the Lord, the monkeys came into the house to steal. And And when they went to knock over the butter pot, I caught it. So what's my fault? And then when I saw you coming towards me with a stick, I ran away. And so you may think I look like a thief. But I was frightened that you were going to mercilessly beat me without any justice. Because he's saying, because he didn't break anything. It was her, it was the monkeys, it was just anyone other than him. And she says, so Mother Yashoda says, "Oh, best of thieves with clever words, although you're the son of the king of Vraja, you are fond of monkeys and have the nature of a monkey." That's pretty heavy. And in order to frighten his mother, Krishna said, "If I'm a monkey, then I'll go in the forest and stay there and live with the monkeys." So then Mother Yashoda thought, I just got to tie up this boy. To correct him, but also to stop him running away. So Mother Yashoda told him, "Oh, naughty boy, crybaby, greedy boy, monkey lover, thief. From now on I won't give you butter. I'll tie you up in the house so you can't go anywhere and play. You won't be able to see any of your friends." So, okay, now she tries to tie him. She tries to tie him, but you all know the story. The rope is 2 fingers too short. 2 fingers. Actually, she just took some string from her hair, 2 pieces of string, and tried to tie him to the grinding mortar with that. And it seemed like it would be enough, but it was 2 fingers too short. And some of the other ladies were watching because, it had become a very public thing, like I said. Krishna had gone running out into the marketplace, and she was running after and trying to catch him, and Krishna was shouting, and so some of the ladies then gathered at the house when Mother Yashoda caught Krishna. So they saw that the string, even though it looks long enough, but it's 2 fingers too short. So the ladies ran home and got some rope, actually. It's like a delicate type of silk rope, which they use for churning the yogurt into butter. So they added that, and then it was 2 fingers too short. And they got more, and it was 2 fingers too short. And they got more until they really had a lot of rope. Many meters. All the rope in the village. But it was 2 fingers too short. It wouldn't even go around Krishna and the grinding mortar, which is not so big. It wouldn't even go around one time. So then again, Mother Yashoda's mood of loving concern for her beloved son Krishna, it was just increasing and increasing. With every extra piece of rope they added, her mood of motherly concern was just increasing. And again, it reached that point her mood of motherly concern just reached the point where it just became overwhelming. And then Krishna couldn't stop her from tying him. And then, even that little bit of rope from a string from her hair, it would have been enough. Because Krishna had surrendered to her. So, this is such an important lesson for all of us from this Damodar Leela, that the strength of a devotee is not in like austerity or money or some political power or being clever. The strength of a devotee is in their love for Krishna. And this pastime shows that so clearly and so vividly. It's such an important pastime because the lesson is just so important. And it's all so important that the whole month is dedicated to this pastime. The whole month. Every day for the whole month, we celebrate this. Every day. Govardhan Puja's coming up. I think it's on, the Friday, the 5th, at least in South Africa it is. And it's very important. Wonderful, wonderful festival. It's one of the greatest. But it's only celebrated usually for one day. Generally. One day, maybe one or two, it depends. But this pastime of Mother Yashoda, first of all catching Krishna, and then tying Krishna, and with her love overpowering Krishna, this pastime and this lesson is so important that it's celebrated for the whole month. That's something, isn't it? That's really something. So, like I said, there's a lot here. There's really a lot. And we can go on and on and on. But, but we don't have so much time. But let's continue. So Krishna now is tied up. Mother Yashoda goes away to do some other household duties. She's a very busy lady. And there's Krishna tied up to the grinding mortar. And the grinding mortar it's like a hollowed out tree trunk, actually. That's what it is. It's the trunk of not a big tree, but a tree, maybe this size, something like that, which they've hollowed out in the middle, and so then they grind the spices there into powder. But because it's not so big that way, but probably it's like, I don't know, a meter long, tall, or maybe it's 4 feet or something. Yeah, so it's pretty solid because it's from a tree trunk. So now Krishna's tied to that, and Krishna starts crawling away and pulling that grinding mortar behind him. And as he crawls, he crawls in between two trees, Arjuna trees, which were standing in the courtyard there. And the grinding mortar, it's being dragged along, along the ground like that, behind Krishna. And it gets caught behind the two trees, both trees. Krishna goes in between them, and it gets caught behind the two trees. But Krishna goes on crawling, and those two trees come down, crash. And they were not small trees. They had been there for hundreds of years, so they were like really developed trees. But little Krishna, he knocked them over. Now, these Arjuna trees, they're special trees. They have very powerful root systems. Because they have very deep roots and very wide roots, they're not easily blown over if there's a storm. So I know in Mauritius, I don't know about Trinidad, but in Mauritius, where for a long time, a few hundred years, they've been growing sugar, they brought Arjuna trees from India, because in Mauritius, they get cyclones and hurricanes every year, almost every year. There's a cyclone season in sort of February, March time. And these hurricanes, cyclones come and destroy all the crops. So they brought the Arjuna trees to act as windbreaks, because even a hurricane cannot knock over an Arjuna tree. But a hurricane cannot knock over one Arjuna tree, but devotees, our Krishna is so strong, he knocked over two of them. Just see. And out came Nala Kuvera and Manigriva, the sons of Kuvera. They had been cursed by Narada Muni because they'd been engaged in really low-class activity of just playing around with women with no clothes on publicly, just right out in front of everyone. So Narada saw them and he thought, I have to help these boys because they're the sons of one of the main demigods. But now look at them. They're just like low-class debauchees. So he cursed them to become trees so they could stand naked for hundreds of years. When it's hot, when it's cold, when it's raining, when it's dry, they just have to stand there. In that way, they'll learn the lesson of being more cultured. So, it's a bit of a long story again, as I said, but now these two young demigods, Nala Kuvera, Manigriva, the sons of Kuvera, who's the treasurer of the demigods, sort of like the bank manager of the demigods. So now they've been freed from the curse by Krishna's mercy. Actually, Narada said like that. You'll have to stand naked for, I think it was 100 years of the demigods, and then Krishna will deliver you eventually. So they offered really nice prayers to Krishna. And Krishna very mercifully told them that now the curse is finished and you've learnt the lesson. So you go back to the heavenly planets and at the end of your lifetimes, you'll come back to Goloka Vrindavan. Yeah. And we'll meet again in Goloka Vrindavan. So off they went, Nalakuvara and Manigriva. Off they went back to the place of Kuvera. You know what's the place of Kuvera? It's Kailash. Kailash. Normally we think Kailash is the place of Lord Shiva. But actually Kailash is the place of Kuvera. But Kuvera is a devotee of Lord Shiva, so he allows Lord Shiva to stay there, and therefore Kailash has become famous generally as a place of Lord Shiva. So now there's Krishna, and Krishna is still tied to the grinding mortar, that wooden grinding mortar. Krishna tried to untie himself. Some of his cowherd boyfriends tried to untie him. No one could untie him. Krishna couldn't untie himself. Some of the other ladies came. Eventually Nanda Maharaj came, and he couldn't untie Krishna also. So there's a really interesting little exchange. It's in Gopal Champu. Where is it? I want to read it to you. It's really amazing, actually. So listen to this. So Nanda Maharaj is there now. He has tried to untie Krishna. He can't. Nobody can untie him. Mother Yashoda has not come back yet. So let's see. So some of Mother Yashoda's lady friends, they tell Nanda Maharaj, "O king, Yashoda has not eaten all day, and she doesn't speak to anyone. She's very disturbed." And Nanda Maharaj says, "Well, what can we do? After showing anger, one should regret one's fault." So the ladies say that no, she's very soft, internally and externally. Please don't say that to her. She'll be devastated. So then Nanda Maharaj turns to Krishna, and Nanda Maharaj says to Krishna, "So, will you go to your mother?" And Krishna says, No, I will stay with you." Because Krishna's upset with Mother Yashoda for tying him up. And the other ladies say, "Whose milk will you drink?" And Krishna says, "I will drink the milk from the cows mixed with sugar." And the ladies say, "Well, who will you play with?" And Krishna says, "I will play with my father. And I will bring my brother also. I'll play with him." So in the course of all of this, although it's not in the Bhagavatam, but Jiva Goswami, in fact, gives the description that as Mother Yashoda is about to tie Krishna, Krishna calls out to Rohini, the mother of Balaram, his brother, "Please come and help me." But she goes away. So Nanda Maharaj says, "Well, will you go to your brother's mother, Rohini? And angrily, Krishna says with tears in his eyes, she left me and went away. And Rohini, with tears in her eyes, says, oh, son, why are you so harsh? Your mother is suffering. Then Nanda Maharaj, or then Balaram goes to Krishna and embraces him. But Krishna pushes his hands away and goes and sits on the lap of Nanda Maharaj. And Nanda Maharaj understands we have to do something a little dramatic here. So Nanda Maharaj lifts his hand. He's putting on a show. He wants to stimulate Krishna to bring out his real loving feelings for his mother Yashoda. So Nanda Maharaj acts like he's in a really nasty mood. And he says to Krishna, "O son, if you agree, I will beat her." And he raises his hand like he's going to beat someone. If you agree, I'll beat her. He's saying this to Krishna. And Krishna couldn't tolerate this, so he jumped up and held Nanda Maharaj's hand and said, "No, no, no." So then Krishna said, "Where is mother? I must go there." So then Mother Yashoda came and untied Krishna. And Jiva Goswami says that Mother Yashoda kissed the child's head and made sounds like a cow. With a melted heart, she sobbed, making all others there sob. So, wow, what an amazing pastime, isn't it? I mean, if we're just touching the surface of it, we're really just touching the surface, but it's very amazing. So there you go, Trinidadians. Hare Krishna to you all. There you go. There's a little background to the Damodar Leela.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay. So we just have about 5 minutes before Aarti. So I want to, I thought you were going to leave a few minutes for questions, but...
Well, anyway, yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to say to you that I enjoy the details. You know, we hear this katha so many times, this pastime so many times, but you give such vivid details that, you know, I was actually feeling like I was in Vrindavan, and one of those ladies, you know, who was observing Krishna running to the marketplace and Mother Yashoda chasing after him. So it was so, you had our imagination just running wild there, you know, in the pastime. So it's really beautiful the way you explained it and gave such wonderful details. So I thank you very much for that. And I hope that we can have you before the month of Kartik has ended. The devotees here were very ecstatic to hear that you were going to give the discourse this morning. So as you said, we still have some time, about 20 days. So if you're not too busy, we can have you again giving us some more nectar. So if you're not busy, because I know you have so much other services. And so as you just said earlier on, you just came out of 10-day seminar doing the Damodar Leela and so on. So maybe you could think about the Damodar Ashtaka and give us some insights into those 8 stanzas some other time. So we'll keep in touch with you. And if you are able to, we will very humbly call on you to maybe do one more session with the devotees. So I just wanted to let you know that this class is not only for Trinidad and the members of the Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Mandir, but we are also sharing with the Caribbean devotees. So we have devotees from Suriname, Guyana, Venezuela, Panama. So we thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to have your association and hearing this beautiful katha. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, you know, I'd be happy to come again. Someone, maybe, I guess Vrinda Sundari, should just contact me fairly soon, and then we can work out when.
Yes, Maharaj. Definitely.
Okay.
So we'll let you know soon.
Okay.
So thank you again. Our most humble obeisances to you. And we hope to see you soon and hear from you soon.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you very much. Haribol.